We're back for the start of a new week. It is the 17th of April and a quieter weekend all round, I think, this week, but still not too bad. 11 orders on Bricklink and a total of 139 lots on there. And if we look at Brick Owl, we've got 7 on there for 79 lots, so a much easier week than last week in terms of lot count. I think it was last week where I had about 600 lots to pick, so this one, you know, less than 200 is going to be much easier. We have got just one order on eBay, but it is for 3 items, so we'll get those picked as well. I have done a little bit, but not very much, so I won't show you them just yet. I'll get on and get started with the other things, and then I've got this box here that I need to get to, which came on Saturday. Haven't opened it yet and had a look, so we'll do that on camera in a little while when I've got all of the post and everything else done. So I better go and get cracking. Get everything picked and ready to go, and then we can crack on with some other things. Orders are all picked and ready to pack now. Let's just have a quick look at what we've got. So the eBay order was for 3 minifigs. We've got a Rocket Raccoon, we've got a Bob Minion and a 501st Clone Trooper. And then various parts orders. We've got a classic black skeleton there, and a couple of minifigures going out there. This is a nice order. Always nice when you sell these kind of colours in bulk. Always happy to see those move. A few minifig parts, and then over here we've got a few foil packs going off to Japan, and a few other orders here. This one going to Slovenia, and then just more sort of standard orders. This was an interesting one. I got a note with this to say if it won't fit through the letterbox, can I send it to a different address? Well, there's no way that's going to go through any letterbox in the UK, so that'll have to be shipped to the alternative address. And then we've got another order here for 20 of these minifig torsos, etc. So it's what, just after 10 now. We started at about 8, so I just need to get these packed and ready to go. They need to be going off in just over an hour and a half or so. So any more orders come in this morning, we might get them done as well. And then I'm gonna get that box open and see what we've got in there. So we've got the post done. It's all off to the post office now already, and time to have a look at this box and see what we've got inside. So this was some Lego that I managed to buy from another seller. Saw him offering it on one of the channels or forums that I'm on, and he was offering 1 or 2 sets, and then when I got talking to him, that turned into more and more of them. And what he's done, I told him, because I'm going to be parting them out, he had them all sealed. We had a video call, he was showing me them all, and I ended up telling him, you know, to make it easy, just debox them and bag them up and send them out to me. So what we've got, I'm not 100% sure of quantities right now. I know the quantities weren't amazing on them all, but I think we've got 3 of 76254, which I think is Rocket Raccoon. Let me just put them to one side a second. We've got some of these 76243, and I think that there are 4 of those. In these cases, he just put one instruction book with each bag. I think there's 4 of those. I think there's 4 of these as well, 76241. And then we've got a bit of spillage going on there. We've got I think 4 of these, 75344. 76253, again 4 of those. And these were great prices, by the way. I think these were £4 each, which I thought was really reasonable. £4 each for those as well. And then in here, 100% sure what we've got in these. So I'm gonna have to have a bit of a sort through and see what those are. I seem to recall there was some Harry Potter books or something. So we'll have a look through and see exactly what those are. Those look like the Harry Potter ones, I'm guessing. And we'll have a look, get started, and get some of these parted out. So having just opened one of these bags and looked at the manuals, I can now see more clearly what it is each of the bags represents. So this bag, apart from the blue spider weapon accessories, whatever we want to call them, this ended up being 76411, and I can't remember whether there's 3 or 4 of them. And then this 76244, and then we've got a 76254. And again, I think there's 3 or 4 of each of these sets. I'll have to get them out to see exact quantities, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sets in the box there, and really pleased with them, pleased with the prices that I got. Part of this was a cash payment, and part of it was actually for some of the organisers, or part payment towards some of the organisers that is going to be coming and collecting from me in the coming weeks, whenever he's free and is able to get over in my direction. So the main aim here is to get the minifigs listed on, probably on eBay, and then we'll get some of the sets parted out and added to the store. It's Monday afternoon, just after lunch. It's about 1:15, and given that we've gotten rid of today's post pretty early, I figured that it's a nice day and I can get over to the container, pick up some items to bring back to do some more bulk sorting and listing, and maybe even give me a bit of a chance to have a little bit of a sort out at the container as well. So I'll turn the camera around, we'll have a little look at what the state of the container's like right now, and then we'll see what we manage to pick up and take back with us. So here we are at the container, as I say, and not very much left to empty out of the drawers. There are a few drawers here and there that have still got some things in that we'll get probably bagged up and take back with us. That shouldn't take too long. I'm always a little hesitant to take some of this stuff back because I think a lot of it is ones and twos of things, and not that easy to list possibly, you know, so we'll see anyway. But these need to be emptied and sorted out, and I'm going to try and just have a little reorganization a little bit, because I'd like to get these over to this side as well, just so we can see all of these together and see what we've got. And then there are various boxes on the floor here that have got lots of bulk parts in, so I'm going to have a little look at those and maybe take some of those back. Or there is bags here of old things, but already categorized, so all used stuff that's pretty well sorted. so may take a box of that. And we'll be taking at least one box of used bulk here as well. And it's probably the first time I look at this, and having thought I've kind of already sorted probably 2 tubs of this. You know, what sort of time scale am I looking at? Because it's probably, realistically, I'm probably looking at doing 1 of these tubs a week, maybe 2 a week, which may seem really slow to people, but in with all of the posting and you know, listing the odd new sets and things like that, I'm not sure I'm going to get through much more than that. And it's difficult to see exactly how many tubs there are left, but certainly quite some months worth of listing to go at least. But it does sort of give me something of a, not an end in sight to the container, but I can imagine at least by, where are we now? We're in April. I can imagine by the end of the year not needing the container anymore. I'm not sure if that's a surprise to people, unless of course I end up buying more bulk along the way to come in here. There's certainly going to be a lot of space once I get this stuff cleared out, and some of this, I think, my wife's starting to think that we could maybe change our organisation in the shed that we have at the moment and put some of this in, but we couldn't fit very much of this in anyway, so there's still going to be plenty to sell. So anyway, I'm going to have a look around, get some bags filled, ready to take back, and see what else we can do here, and we'll show you what the result is when I'm finished. So I've managed to have a little bit of a tidy up, not massive to be honest, and gather some stuff to take back, which is already in the car. So I'll show you that when I get back to the house. We've managed to get all of these across to this side now, because there was a couple of stacks on this side of the wall. So all of the drawers are now stacked right along this side, and I've double stacked these really useful drawers which are empty. There's still a couple of drawers in these really useful drawers that I've still got parts in, and I've still got a few bits and pieces in these drawers as well, which are just stuff I just did not particularly fancy listing at the moment, just because of the time involved. I found another box of the blue organisers, so I've got a box full there, and then those additional ones on the top if I need to expand it all back at home. And then over this side, I've just stacked up all of the trays and things that I'll probably sell separately, or maybe do a deal with the drawers here, because those trays will fit inside these drawers if people wanted to use them in that way. And I've just had a little bit of a shuffle around with some boxes of bulk, so we've just stacked them a little higher, and managed to get another one up to the top there, which gave me space to add some more boxes on here. Lots and lots of stuff going on. In fact, in this one, I was tempted to take this back, but in this one, for instance, I think that this is the Ninjago docks, and most of the bags are still sealed, so it's pretty much a new Ninjago docks set. I can see the base plates there with some tiles on, but that's going to be a good one to get parted out. But other things ahead of that, I did actually this time not take the top box, just because there was one about 3 boxes down that looked like it had more minifigure parts in, so I took that one, and I'll show you what's in that when we get back. That one looks like it's got some Speed Champions or something in there. Still lots of dimension stuff in some of these tubs as well, that I can see sort of
right on the top and lots of discs and things, and I didn't want to particularly take them back because I've already got a ton of those to sort out further. And it's just allowing me to get a little bit further back and look a little more at the various tubs that we've got here, but still so much to do. You know, I was talking probably 30-40 minutes ago, you know, when I got here about, you know, how I was starting to feel a bit more confident about emptying it. Now, having moved things around and seeing various boxes that of other Lego that I've discovered that still needs to be done, and there's more up at the front here, then that's meaning that, you know, my estimation of 40 minutes ago was maybe a bit off, and we're going to be here for a little longer than anticipated. But plenty of room, at least in the walkway in here now, and I really need to be making a decision about how many of these I'm going to be keeping and how many I want to let go, and then we can make some more space. And I could really be thinking about downsizing the container if there is in fact any smaller containers available, but something for the future. So I'm back from the container, and I've got 1, 2, 3 tubs that I've brought back. First one, it's got a couple of organisers here that are bubble wrapped that say new listed, and they're typically sort of barbs and horns and things like that. In here we've got some of the drawers that I emptied out. All sorts of bits and bobs in here that need to be put away. I did stumble across this, which I'm short of, which is a new sealed bag of 1x white tiles, which will come in handy. And then I brought back this tub of used overflow. So this was the overflow from Brick Pickers, where they had, obviously, much like I do, where you've got too many to fit into one particular tub, so you have an overflow box that you can put other things in, and there's some decent sort of parts in here in quantity, so I thought we'll get those listed. Not quite sure where I'll put them when I list them. I've got some spare drawers, so they might have to stay in bags in drawers as the overflow. And then we've got this box here of used bulk to sort, and the reason I've picked this one, and I did pick it this time round, was because of the minifig stuff on the top. So we've got a couple of bags of heads in here. We've got some hands there that I didn't even know were there. We've got some bits of torsos and things, and then we've got a load of droid bodies and heads there. No legs, unfortunately, so not quite sure what we'll do with those yet. Looks like some more heads here as well, but we'll go through this properly, probably have a look at this on camera, or I may even do what someone else asked me to do, was to do a separate video of sort of an hour or so of me just sorting through the bulk. Now, I'm not sure how interesting that'll be to people. I think some people like it on when they're just listing stuff themselves, and they just like to see what you find, see what you comment on as you stumble across things. So we'll see. I may put a brief version on the store first, on the vlog first, and then put a longer version as a separate video, maybe something like that. I'll have a think about it anyway and see what we think is the best way to approach it. Tuesday the 18th of April, and let's have a quick look at this morning's orders before I get them packed away and ready for the post office. We've got 3 orders on eBay today, and this is interesting because I listed some figures yesterday from the sets that I'd showed you earlier in the week, where I'd took delivery of a box full of different sets, and I listed those figures on eBay, which was the main purpose of buying the sets. And there are 3 of those figures sold already. I only listed them sort of yesterday at tea time, so quite pleased with that. So we've got a
Groot going out, we've got a Hulk minifigure, and we've got a Cho Chang from Harry Potter. And then we've got various parts orders. We've got a nice order here for the purple space helmet, which has been bought by a watcher of the channel who spotted it on last week's vlog. So that was a nice sale at £13. I think it was the only one in the UK available for purchase, at least. So that was a good sale. We've got a bunch of minifig torsos going out there, some more minifig parts, and then a couple of modest parts orders there as well. Now, we've started to part out the sets that I just mentioned. So here we've got, I think, 2 of this set, 76254. And, just going back to parting out, you wouldn't ideally normally part out 2 sets. It's just not necessarily worth the effort. But these were good prices. The main reason for buying them was the minifigures. Remember, it's not me who really does this parting out. This is done for me. So this is how I get the sets back. I'd simply hand out a bag, and they'll take the bag, take a tray, a bunch of cups, and they'll return it to me like this. So it's really nice. Now all I have to do is get this listed and put away. So 2 of those, and then we've got 3 of this Miles Morales set here as well. So that's going to be the next job, getting these 2 sets put away, and that'll make room, and I'll probably get some more of the other sets done today as well. Once we've got that done, we'll see where we are, but we'll probably need to start tackling some of this stuff that I brought back yesterday. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to start with that bulk tub of overflow, because they're already sorted. They just need to be counted and added to the store, and find somewhere to keep them, of course. So anyway, plenty to be getting on with as always. So I'm going to crack on, and I'll report back and let you know what we've managed to get done later. Back from lunch, and we managed to get the 2 sets that were parted out put away and listed on the store. We've picked up another order over lunch as well, which is nice. So we'll get that packed and ready to go with the other orders. And then next up for me is going to be this tub here, which I think I've already shown, but it's all bulk used parts. And I think that these are decent parts that are going to sell. Otherwise I probably wouldn't worry too much about listing them, but these are going to go well, and they're probably not going to take too long to list, because it doesn't look like there's too many lots in there. So we'll have a go, get them listed, and that's going to add some bulk, some quantity to the store as well, which will be welcome, and try and get us back over that 700,000 mark. So I've been working away adding the used parts that were in this box. This box was absolutely chock-a-block, so managed to get quite a few items listed. Only ended up being 40 lots, but that gave me 10,500 parts almost, for a value of about £350. And I have just uploaded those, and they gave me 14 new lots. So I already had a lot of those in place. But if we look at the store item count now, we're back over the 700,000 mark, and we're over by a fair margin this time. 705,645 items in the store. So hopefully that'll help me keep the momentum to keep going above 700 and not dropping down. So hopefully, I say hopefully, we don't get any big orders to drop me below 700, but in a way I'd love to get a big order, because obviously you're making money and that's what it's all about.
Pleased with the day's work. Added lots to the store, at least in terms of quantity, and still lots to add as well in the form of what's left in the tub there. We've got another set parted out for me, ready to add. This is probably going to be in the morning, and there were actually 6 of these, so those will be loaded up in the morning. And I think there's another set waiting for me to go and pick up from the other room and bring into here. So there'll be 2 sets again to upload tomorrow morning, which will again, we'll add some stuff to the store, and importantly, it's adding new stuff and new items, new lots, and minifigs as well, because, you know, I've been getting down a little bit on the new stock over recent months since I've been focusing on the store acquisition. So anyways, just a case of you know, drip feeding that in while I'm still working on other stuff as well. And then once that tub is finished there, there's more new stuff here to list, and then there's all of that bags and bags of stuff that came out of the drawers at the container. So I'm gonna go and have a well-deserved cup of tea now. It's Wednesday the 19th of April, and let's have a look at what we've got going out today. And the first item is a bit of an odd one because it's a non-Lego item. This is a Citadel miniatures catalogue, and Citadel are the people that used to make Games Workshop figures for playing in Games Workshop games like Warhammer and things like that. And this is a brand new catalogue that I picked up quite some time ago. Although I've never really been into playing the actual games, I used to love painting figures. I started with military modelling in my youth, and did that on and off over the years, and just something about painting these kind of figures was, you know, really cool. Now I've sold this for £25, and to be honest, it's tinged with a bit of regret when I sort of look through it, because I just love looking at the figures and the way they're painted and everything. So a little bit sad to see that one go, but you know, I rarely look at it, so better off having 25 quid in my pocket, I reckon. Next up, we've got a Robin minifigure going out on eBay, and then we've got more of the minifigures that I listed the other day going out. We've got another Groot going out, and we've got a Star-Lord as well. And then we've got an order for a bunch of different skeleton bodies, and it looks like someone's trying to collect lots of different skeletons, because they've bought pretty much every different skeleton body that I had, plus some heads and shields and things. And then we've got a Technic order going out. Almost everything in here, apart from these 1x plates, is pretty much Technic stuff. And then a couple of small orders, including this light grey hose that's just come in, which sold for just under £3. So I'm going to get those packed and off to the post office as always. And then we've got 2 small part outs to do. This one, I think I mentioned yesterday, is to go away, and then we've got 4 of this one, which was the Hulk mech, so they won't take very long at all. And then I'm going to get on and finish that tub of used bulk, and then we'll see what's after that. Probably get these bags done that were in here that came from the drawers in the container, or I might even start and look at the tub of bulk that I've got at the bottom there. So as always, plenty to do. Best get on and get cracking. It's Thursday the 20th of April, and it's a fairly quiet morning on the order front. 2 orders on eBay. We've got 2 James Bond minifigures going out, and a Michael Corner minifigure, which is a Harry Potter figure from some of the sets I got earlier this week. We've got a bunch of 2x16 plates going out, and then a few parts orders, of which this is the largest order for the day, only 29 lots, about 700 items. So we need to find something else to do for today, and I think I'm going to start and have a look at this next tub of used bulk. I'll set the camera up and record some footage of it. I'm never really sure how much you guys want to see of this. I think once I sort of skim the top, then you know, it tends to get a bit boring. I think, as I said earlier in the week, I had a few people saying that they really like these videos of the bulk sorting, and almost wish that I would just do a full stream of them. Not sure I'm going to do that on this particular one, but we'll see. We'll see how long I've got to spend on this. But I've got to run an errand before too long, so might not have much time to do any continuous filming. But anyway, we'll get cracking and we'll see what we can find in here. Okay, so here we are with the start of the bulk sort. We've got the lid off, and as you can see on the top here, and I think I've shown this before, we're quite fortunate that there's a lot of already pre-bagged minifig parts in here. So particularly we've got bags of heads in here, so we can see some Star Wars heads, lots of flesh related heads. You can see sort of Iron Man in there. We've also got some Friends stuff in here, and some coloured heads in there as well. So some good stuff in there. That's going to go straight into the minifig bin, and we've got a second batch of heads as well. Again, straight into the minifig bin to sort later. A bag of torsos, and it looks like there's hands in there as well, and other bits and pieces. Be interesting to go through that later. And a bag of hands and arms there. Then we've got some droid bodies in here, and some droid heads. So I don't really know why these are broken down. I guess that was the brick pickers method, was maybe to break them down and sell the parts rather than sell the bodies. But I think I'll be looking at probably trying to rebuild them. And even more heads here, plus some animal heads in there. That's one I've not seen before. Is that genuine Lego? I've not even ever seen that one before, I don't think, that I can recall at least. So lots and lots of minifig stuff, some sort of visors and bits and pieces in there as well. And I was just trying to see if there was anything super interesting in there, but we'll have a look through later. And then for some reason there's odd bagged heads as well in here, so we'll just pull all of those out, put them into the minifig bin. Also got this thing, which I'm gonna just put to one side. I'd categorize this as an animal, I guess. So I'll put all of the animals to one side, and we've got some more minifig heads, coloured minifig heads on the top here, so we'll just work through them. I'm just having a quick look before I get too deep in here to see what else there is, because there's still minifig parts floating around on the top. We've got a bunch of track there. I'll put that in with the Technic stuff, and I'll just get a couple of tubs to just add extra parts to the white IKEA tubs that I have on the desk all the time, and that just allows me to just put things like plates like this straight in, which are quite big and bulky. So we'll just get started adding some things, and there's lots of sort of 1x bricks on the top here, which are not super exciting to pick on the video, I know, but they all need to be done. Lots of these inverted tiles for some reason on the top, which is a bit unusual to find so many of the same part. I'll just pick those few plates out as well. And that's strange as well, that you find a stack of plates all stacked together. A little bit unusual. Some Technic stuff on the top as well. Let's pull that and put that to one side. Some lift arms as well as regular bricks with holes in, so we'll pull them, put them to one side. More plates, more inverted tiles. Again, quite a few of them on the top there. With a minifig head. And this is where it's, you know, it's kind of fun to get started, but is a little tedious. There's another of these nets that I've mentioned a few times. Always seem to go really quite well. And then let's have a look now. There's a printed windscreen of sorts. I'll pull these bigger plates out, I think, and put them in there. Some more minifig heads on the top of these are just plain coloured heads. Another printed windshield there. More bagged heads here as well. So it's just a case of, you know, putting these into the various categories, slopes, etc. Some windshields in here. They're all gonna go into my windshield bin. Do have a bag for round parts, which this is in the main. There's a few Technic pieces in here as well. Probably just pull these off and then put the round items. That's a wheel element, so that's going to go over there. And it's just a case of, you know, breaking them down and putting away. Let's see what else we can spot in here. These kind of silver tail elements, for want of a better term. I'm going to put them to one side with the, I'm going to categorise them as animals for now. And you'll notice that I'm still sort of faffing about a bit, to be honest, with you know, the actual categories that I'm creating. So that's still really a work in progress. Minifigure plates there. Actually, I'm going to go into the Technic stuff. More windscreens. More slopes, plates. Any mini builds that I find like this, then I just pull out and I put to one side for now. Just gonna have a little bit of a delve just to see what's in here, because I think so. Now I'm looking at that, and that is looking like you know, I'm not great on my Star Wars, but that's a Star Wars dropship or something, and looks like that has potential to be worth something. So I'm actually going to put that to one side and see what we can find out about that. So I'll be coming back to that one a little later, probably. More netting, slopes, windshields. So I don't know if the tracks that I mentioned earlier, if they're off that Star Wars set or not. Quite possible. What else have we got in here? There's something else bulky in here. Just another part of it. You know, I just don't know what that is. Not a lot left of it by the look of it, but something else to put aside and investigate later, I think. So, you know, it's amazing what you find in sets like this. That looks like a minifig part. Yeah, it truly is amazing what you come across. You know, there's the real dilemma of when you find partly made sets like that, or whether to piece them together or not. But piecing them together is just so time consuming that unless they're very valuable sets, I don't think they're worth the time, because I imagine that the sets themselves would sell, parts rather for the sets would sell well anyway. So, as I've said, pretty tedious and repetitive, just going through all of this stuff. I get the transparent stuff, doors, windows, and windshields, and put them all to one side because they're quite bulky. I'm going to put that on one side because it looks like it could be some sort of wing off the those ships that I pulled out. So until I've looked at them properly, I'm not going to do much with that. That looks like it's actually part of the same set. I'm just going to get a tub for any small mini parts that I come across. And so far I've not spotted any fake stuff in here. There's a great find. You know, these sell really well. I've mentioned these before. The cannon bases and the cannons themselves sell really well, so I'll pull that out and that'll get listed pretty quickly. More minifig heads appearing on the top in here. And that minifig tub that I have to the side is pretty much full now, so I'm gonna either have to put that to one side and keep bulking up on it, or I will have to start sorting through that. I think I don't really want the minifig stuff to get too you know, too far ahead, if you know what I mean. If there's anything valuable, worthwhile in there, then it's going to be worth you know, getting it out as quick as possible. This is interesting only that I just happen to have a pot of these laid around, so I'll just pop that into there. Looks like that could be part of that ship as well. So that's all going to one side, and finding more parts that, you know, just the fact that it's buried down below is sort of an indicator that all part of the same set. You know, it's going to be interesting to go and have a look. I'm tempted to just stop the video and go and have a look and do the research and see what those are now, but I'll keep the video rolling for now while I'm chatting away, and we'll see what we've got a little later, and I'll report back, and you can tell you then whether it was anything of any particular interest or not. One of the pains of the way that I've got the camera set up here is it's kind of in my way a little bit for putting some of these pads away into the various tubs, so I'm being a little bit mindful of that. And I'm at the point where I need to be emptying some of these tubs anyway, to be quite honest with you, because I need to make some more space in them, because they're all pretty full. The 2x plates, I don't know if you can see this on camera over here or not, but the 2x plates is full, minifig parts are full, 1x plates are pretty full, 2x bricks are pretty full, so there's a lot of work to do. More of that ship. And one of the things about finding parts, and I'm guessing now that some of the parts that I took out, those round ones, are part of the ship, so you know, I have to make sure that those stay close by, because you don't want to lose them. More minifig parts. There's a nice find. That's a Star Wars droid there, and that's the second of these hands that I've found, that obviously belong to a minifig by the look of it. Another nice find there is a Team GB base, which sell reasonably well. There's a Star Wars base. More minifig base plates there. Putting printed stuff to one side a little bit. Just going to grab a little drink. Let me just dig down a little bit more, see if there's something else in there. Got a printed dome there. Got a little pot of printed stuff to the side of me here. These are always good as well when you find them for sale. There's a nice find as well. We've got, I don't think you can see this very well, but it's a Green Lantern keyring with white hands, so that's a nice find. There's another of those globes, a full complete one, which is good. That looks like a light brick or something, so we'll put that to one side. So, yeah, I was trying to get to the bottom of it, wasn't I? There's a cape. It's going to go into the minifig parts. Not sure that's anything particularly valuable or worthwhile, but as it's pre-built, we'll put it to one side. We get some of these 1x bricks out of the way. Sometimes when you've just got a bunch of stuff on the top, it's easier to just focus on that one type and pick them up and get them all put away at the same time. So I'll pick some of those. these kind of rope things, etc. I've got another tub to the side that I've been putting those in. Slopes and shields. And again, my slopes bin's pretty full, so I'm probably going to have to break off at some point and either start another tub on the side or get those. I moved into a bigger bag. Still finding more minifig stuff in here, which is always good. More plates. Another little build which looks like a little fire engine or something. Plate. This looks like Minecraft stuff, the way that it's all 2x bricks and tiles. Printed tile there, not seen that before. Another sort of animal part at the bottom of some sort of dragon body. I'll just put that to one side to pull apart later. So another droid head there, which it's even got the part number written on, which is typical of brick pickers and what they used to do. So this has obviously been sorted to some extent, or at least, you know, things thrown in here where they know there's multiples of them. You know, the minifigures, the fact that all of those were sort of bagged and thrown in here was quite incredible, really. He obviously knew they were there, he'd come across them, you know, so it's great when you find a bunch of stuff like that. That Star Wars ship that I showed you earlier reminded me of a previous purchase that I'd got before, which was some valuable Star Wars dropship. I can't remember the part number now, but it was it was a local Facebook find. It'll be on one of my vlogs going back a few years now, but it was a local Facebook find, and I bought it for £5, literally half a mile up the road from my house, and I sold it for £200 to someone in Australia on eBay. So it was incredible. We've got a turtle shell there. We've got another a little droid. So we're finding stuff all the time. Hot more minifig parts. Few 2x bricks in here, which is always a bit of an indication of bits of Minecraft stuff. It's not Lego. Just another little rummage. But it looks to have been a pretty good tub, this one, to be honest. With some of the stuff that's in here at the moment. Now there's my first non-Lego find in here, so that's going to go straight in the bin. I don't keep them. Don't see the point. I don't want to give them to my grandkids and have them mixed in with their Lego. I just think it keeps, you know, just keeps perpetuating the problem for people, so I get rid of them. But more minifig stuff. A printed dish. That's on Technic. Some slopes. More semi-built stuff. I'm guessing that was part of Agents or something like that. Kind of look to it, although that was a little bit before my time, if I'm honest. I think I sort of came into Lego just as Agents was kind of fading out. More printed windshields. Looks like part of a dragon. Again, I'll just put that with that other one that I found. Yeah, that's Avengers stuff. And that's part of that windshield. Trying to get to the bottom a little bit just to see if there's anything else down there. It would probably be easier for me to pick up the tub and look at it side on or bottom on, but because I'm filming, that's the reason I'm not doing that. But that would probably be more ideal way to do it. I always feel a little bit under pressure when I do these in a way, because I think, well, other people will be watching this and thinking, well, I could sort that a lot quicker than I'm doing here. But, you know, trying to sort of, you know, talk, think of conversation along the way and be looking for parts is a challenge. More minifig parts there. Got a pencil. I don't think there's anything major down here in terms of pre-built stuff now. Part of that gunship, the minifig, droid arms. Non-Lego. see more non-Lego on the top there. So I'm never sure with these tubs that come from Brick Pickers whether these are tubs as they would have been from, you know, direct from a purchase, or whether they've kind of been, I don't know, skimmed, sorted through, and then, you know, redistributed to other tubs for sorting out. It would be interesting to maybe ask him that next time I speak to him. I'm due a call actually, probably, because I've not spoken to him in a while, and hopefully things are going well for him and he's enjoying being away from the Lego world and everything's going well for him. More minifigs, minifig heads. Oops. Always a pain when you throw into the wrong tub, but it's better to catch it and pick it up immediately after doing it. So I don't know how much of this you guys want to see particularly, so I'll probably end it somewhere around here for the regular vlog at least.
So just to follow up, I've figured out what Star Wars set it is that we've got here, I think, which is 75021. And I recall seeing these, you know, these top engines or whatever they are. And one of them I pulled apart and the other one is still intact. You can see that this is part of the top of the ship. And then the part that we've got over here looks like it's the bottom section, which is this bottom part here. So this that I have on my desk, I believe would fit on top of that over there. So I also recall seeing this little build there that I pulled out, and with regards to minifigures, I very much doubt that the minifigures are in there, but let's just have a quick look and see what the set sells for. And this is the first time I've looked, so all of this is brand new to me. So the set is selling second hand for anywhere between 140 and 350. Now there's a big swing in numbers there, so let's just have a look and see what this says, because it might be that yes, so the ship is 100% complete, but no minifigures except droids, no instructions, no box. So this would likely be what I have here. I'm guessing I've got no minifigures. I probably do have the droids, and that is assuming I made the set up. Now I think what I'm going to do is, if we have a look at the part out value for this, so if I bring up my little tool here, I'm going to put in the set number, and I want this to be used, not new, so I'm just going to change that. Then the part out value is £282. Now, of course, that part out value is going to represent the minifigures being there as well. And now I don't know what the minifigs are worth. Let's just go back to the set and just see what the minifigs are like, whether they've got high values in here. Yeah, so we've got a £20 value for this figure, at least another 25 there. So you can see you're going to need the figures to get close to that value, but from what I'm seeing here, I am going to be just as worthwhile
parting out the set as trying to build it. And when you consider the time involved in trying to build the set, I'm guessing it's going to be worth my while to just sell the parts. Now let's just pick a couple of parts out at random, because we do have some printed domes in here. If I can find them, there's quite a lot of parts to the set. So if we look at the printed domes, for instance, the last ones of these domes sold for £15 each. Wow. So £15 per dome. I've got one on here, 2, 3, 4. So, you know, there's you know, a good chunk of cash there alone. So we've got £60 worth potentially just in 4 of these domes. I imagine things like the printed tiles might be worth something. Let's maybe just have a look at those. Those will be in counterparts now, of course. So see if these counterparts are worth much. So £2.70. Someone's got one of these printed tiles for. So, you know, there's quite a bit in here in terms of value. So I'm really pleased with that. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to break this down and sell those parts as they are. I think to rebuild this is going to take just too much time and effort. You know, to double check the inventory to get it all built. And when you consider what the parts alone are likely to fetch, it's going to be just so much easier to break it down and get the parts listed. So I was also intrigued about this item, which I'd not seen before. And again, this goes back to my poor knowledge, I suppose, of the minifigs, etc. And this is actually Pong Krell from a Star Wars series. And he appeared in one set, which was this set here, which is the Z95 Headhunter set. And if we go back and have a look at him, he's worth in the region of 25 to 45 pounds. Now, unfortunately, so far all I have is this part. There should be another torso that goes under here and a pair of legs. So the whole thing only comes in 3 parts. Now, if I'm unable to locate the other parts, then I'm probably looking at just selling this on its own. And the last one of these sold for £7. So not bad, but would be nice if I could locate the torso and legs as well and turn him into you know, 25 to 30 pounds instead of 7. It's Friday the 21st of April, and this is the first time in a long time that this has happened, but I've not got a single order on either Bricklink or Brickowl. Not a single order for today. I do have one on eBay, which I need to get picked. It's a single minifigure, and then that's me done unless more orders come in for today. Now, that means I'm going to have plenty of time today to probably work through and get this finished and cleared out. And then I'm going to start sorting a second sort of all of the parts that I've then picked, and I'm going to start getting stuff listed. I'm also going to be cleaning this up and listing some of these parts. So these that I mentioned yesterday, which last sold in the UK for £15 each. I'm going to be looking at getting those up and listed today, along with a few other bits and pieces that I've got laid around that I think will be quick sales as well. So anyway, that's the challenge for today. In a way, it's not the end of the world that there's no orders, because it will give me plenty of time to sort, and that'll mean I can get stuff uploaded, hopefully in quantity and ready for the weekend, and hopefully some things will move over the weekend. So we ended up with just 2 orders in today, both on Brick Owl. I'm just about to get them packed up and ready to go. So super quiet Friday for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's getting close to payday or something. Who knows? But I've been spending the day sorting the remainder of this tub. We're down to the dregs, and there's an incredible amount of small parts in this bulk lot, and I don't know the reason for that specifically. I'm not sure it's typical, to be honest with you, from the other couple that I've done. There does seem to be more parts, particularly studs. There's lots and lots of studs in here, which is fine. It's just a little time consuming to sort all of these and get them put away. But that's my aim for today. I want to get this tub completely empty, all sorted into the various categories, and then I'm going to be probably next week now getting to break down those categories into a second sort, and then we'll get them listed. I do want to try and get a bit of time and look at the minifig pile, which is overflowing now, and I can really not fit anything else in there, so I might try and pull some of that out a little later. There's also a few bits and pieces that I want to get listed. We've still got this this drop ship to probably break down, but it needs a clean first, so probably going to just take off the few parts that I want and clean them first. So there's several parts to this. There's this part, and you can see how thick with dust it is. It's really grubby. So I'm going to get the parts off that I want to get listed quickly, and then we'll get them cleaned and get them listed for sale. So yeah, quiet end to the week, but that's the way it goes. We'll get this tidied up as well later today, and that'll leave us in a good place for next week to get sorted through that second batch, and we can get to the container, get some more stuff, and crack on again next week. So I decided to break down some of the more valuable parts from the Star Wars dropship. At least that's what I'm calling it. And I've got those listed, literally just uploaded them. They're mostly all of the printed parts and the windscreens here, which are the more valuable part, as I said, £15 each, and there's 4 of them. So they come to £111, and I've got those uploaded as we speak, which is left us in a position of 707,000, almost 708,000 items in 12,738 lots, and that's where we're going to be heading into the weekend, and hopefully some of that stuff moves, or we pick up some nice orders over the weekend and that impacts that total. But we'll be working to get that even further up next week when we start adding more of the used stuff to the store, rather than just spending the time sorting it like we've been doing. That's the problem at the moment. It's getting a head of steam where you can build up enough bulk to start then listing it. So the last 3 weeks or so have been building up that bulk, and next week we'll be ready to start uploading.